Hi everyone, this is Pastor Sarah, and I get to tell the Kids Church story for Lower Elementary this month for the month of November. I have a story here. Let me show you. It is in a beautiful, sparkly gold box. I think it might be a parable. Do you know why? The reason I think it might be a parable is that parables are kind of like presents. A present is something that's just given to you. You don't have to do anything to earn it. It can't be taken away. It's especially for you. And parables are like that. They have been given to us, and they can't be taken away. This box has a lid, and parables kind of feel like they have lids too sometimes. Sometimes you can look at the parable and you're not entirely sure that you get it. But over time, as we sit with the words and the images that are part of a parable, sometimes it feels a little bit like the lid lifts off and we can see inside of it. Do you want to open this box and see if there's a parable inside of it? Let's open this box up and see if it has a parable inside. I wonder what this is. Oh, it's big. Let's see. It's very green. I wonder what it could be. It's kind of square with curved corners. It could be grass or a tablecloth. It could be a rug. Let's see what else is in this box. This looks like it might be a table. Once there was a person who said such amazing things and did such amazing things that people started following him. And he used stories to tell them about the kingdom of God. He used stories because sometimes it was hard to see the kingdom of God there in their world. And so he used stories that connected to the things that they did in normal life. Things like meals. Once, there was a man who wanted to have a big party, a banquet. He and the other people in his household prepared food and set the table. With all kinds of wonderful things to eat and to drink. And then the host sent a servant from his house to go invite guests to this party. And so the servant went to one neighbor, invited him to the banquet. And that neighbor said, "Oh, I would love to come to a banquet, but I really can't because I have a field that I really need to tend to right now." The next neighbor said, "Oh, thank you so much for the invitation, but I really can't come because I have some animals that I need to take care of right now." And the last neighbor said, "Oh, thank you so much for the invitation, but I really can't come because I just got married and I kind of need to stay with my spouse right now." And the host was very sad. He had a whole party planned and none of his guests were going to come. So then he sent the servant out to the streets and said, "Invite anyone you see. I don't care who they are. Invite them all to come to my banquet." And so the servant went out into the streets and invited people that he found begging for money. Some of them were blind. He invited people who were sick and said they were welcome to come to this party. He invited people who had trouble walking, said they were welcome to come to this party. He went and invited everyone that he found, strangers, troublemakers, everybody that he found in the streets. And they all came to this party that the host had prepared. I wonder how it felt to be invited to this big party. I wonder how it felt for these people who said no, they wouldn't come. I wonder how it felt for these people to be invited to the party. I wonder how it felt for the host to plan the party and get everything ready. I wonder if you've ever planned a party. I wonder how the host felt when these neighbors said they wouldn't come to the party. I wonder how the host felt when all of these strangers accepted the invitation and came. I wonder if there was still room at the party even after all of those people came in from the streets. I wonder how the host feels about these guests. I wonder if you have ever been at a table like this. I wonder where this table really is. So friends, that is our parable for the month, the parable of the great banquet. Number 30. When we're back in our classrooms in the future, you can find this parable by its name and number on our shelves, and you can play with the pieces. I hope that you also got an envelope in the mail that has pieces that look like the people in this story. There's the host, and there are some of the guests. Maybe one of the things you can do this month is color in those pieces and find something in your house that can be a table, and you can make the kind of food that you would want to have at a banquet if you were hosting one. And then you can use those pieces to act out the story yourself. You can do it along with the video, or you can just do it from memory. Playing with those story pieces is one of the ways that we continue to learn the story and continue to recognize God with us in our homes and in our lives. You might also have some meals at your house that you can help prepare, help set up, or you can think back to other times when you've had big parties and what it felt like to prepare them. This is a story that can connect to our lives in lots of interesting ways. I hope that each of you is doing well and that you have a wonderful month of November. Take care.